Welcome back. You're watching Sports Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty. Joining me now from the exciting world of fencing is Randall Daniels. Welcome to Sports Federation, Randall.
Hi, thank you.
So what is your involvement in the sport of fencing?
Well, presently I'm chairman of fencing in the Western Cape, and that's where I'm actually serving. We're serving three districts, which is Eden, Cape Winelands, as well as Cape Town fencing.
How is the sport administered in this area?
Okay, in terms of structure, we the Western Cape structure is in fact a representation of all three districts, and that makes up the actual Western Cape group itself. So we administer all the provincial competitions as well as the national competitions that's in Cape Town. Cape Town would do their region's competitions, which is just on the lower level, and that's how they have their own committees as well. Yeah.
Well, you've mentioned that you're an administrator in the Western Cape.
Yes.
Have you previously competed in the sport as well?
Oh yes, I started fencing in 1976, and I've been with the fencing since 1976 till now. I think it's about 40 years that I've been with fencing. I've served nationally as vice president, and present, as I said, in the Western Cape. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got an impressive Olympic jacket there. What's the history behind that jacket?
Well, I coach as well. My first time I actually went to the Olympics was with the development group in 1992. That was Barcelona.
Yes.
And that was fantastic. In 2010, I had the only fencer in the country that competed at the Junior Olympics. That was in Singapore. And in 2008, I managed the Beijing Olympic team that went there as well to compete in China. That was good also. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So quite an impressive travel history. Hey.
Yeah, I've been fortunate.
Yeah. So Randall, I have to ask you, because fencing, the way it's portrayed in the media and in movies, is almost like an elitist sport. How true is that?
You know, that is always the something that comes up. Always. And it's not as expensive as cycling or any of the other sports, but yes, that is just how it's seen. And
do you think it has to do with the history of the sport?
It must be possibly the history and the type of persons associated in the beginning. I think it's more the French, that because everything done is in French, and from there it's just stuck with us. But we don't have people that's, for example, all wealthy in fencing. We also have our development groups, teams and all, and we're able to cover them with equipment and so on, and yeah.
Well, maybe we should surprise the public then. Can you name some of the areas in the Western Cape that the sport is quite popular in?
Well, I can start with Kalicha. We have Jenny O'Hanlon coaching with multisport, of which she's very successful with Epee nationally with her team. In Langa, we have the fencer that was in the Olympics that I spoke of earlier. She's from Langa, Wanda Machaya, and we have a good couple of other fencers there as well. At the moment, I have three that's going to national as of next year.
So Langa and Khayelitsha,
that is just
the
two.
People are fencing.
Yeah, and then in Manenberg, we have an international coach that's studied in Senegal, and we have fencers there as well. It's fenced in the All Africa Games as well. Yes.
We would love to know, how did you manage to get it right? Because it's difficult to infiltrate certain areas, especially getting a sport off the ground or getting people to show interest. What kind of development efforts have taken place to realize these?
To be honest with you, it is very difficult. We started out in 1970s in Athlone. That's a Marks Fencing Club. And we were very fortunate with our coach. And I think it's by her just giving and doing whatever she possibly could to keep us alive. It ended up with us, and so all of us became coaches as well. Like Glenda Peters, she's very well known. She came first in 1976 in international competition, and likewise with Rensie Nassen at the Olympics 1992. We have a lot of people from St. Mark's Fencing Club that originated, and we then went to our bits and our clubs and so forth, and that is just how it carried on growing, and it became the development project of the Western of Cape Town.
So if I understand you correctly, then you're saying the effort was focused on producing good quality coaches to go out there into
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a great strategy, actually.
We're busy with that right now. In fact, on the 23rd, 4th and 5th, we have a Tunisian coach, Mahir. It's coming to coach our local coaches, you see. And he's ranked, well, he's student, best is the most well-known fencer in Africa. And she's ranked 11th in the world. So we're actually looking forward to him coming along to share his knowledge with our local coaches, yes.
Is there a lot of youth participating in this sport?
Oh yes, we have. In fact, most of our fencers is youth, from high school upwards. I would say yes. UCT, of the universities, UCT, Stellenbosch. This is the Western Cape people, and then throughout South Africa as well.
What would you say is the appeal then, the mental and physical benefits of participating in fencing?
Your reflexes, thinking. You really have to really be fast, and I think it helps a lot. Many of our fencers, what we notice, some people say that there's some connection with mathematics. How that is, I'm not sure. But many of our fencers, if you go to the average fencing person, matriculates, and in fact are in tertiary education areas, that irrespective of which areas they come from. And I think that has something to do with the possibility of the sport, because how else?
Yeah, I think any activity kind of taps into your brain in a different way and hones different skills.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful sport though to watch, and that's why it's so widely popularized on movies and even music videos, actually.
Yes.
So what are the exciting events that are coming up that people can keep an eye out for?
Well, I would appreciate if you all can come along. We're at Crystal House, South Africa. It's in Ottery. We're having our national ranking competition, and that will be the end of this month.
So the SA South African champs will be in Ottery?
Yes, but we refer to it as a ranking. We have 4 rankings per year and the nationals. So our ranking competition, national ranking competition, is being held in Ottery. That's the Western Cape one. And it would be nice if you all could come along, come and see what it's about and how it.
What is the venue called?
It's at Crystal House, South Africa. You can Google it. Crystal House is a very famous school, independent school. And if you Google, you immediately know what we're all about and where we're at. Yeah.
Okay. Is this an expensive sport to participate in?
No. I would, as I said earlier on, if you take in consideration the cost of other sports and to do the sports, we're nowhere near that cost. But
contrary to popular belief. How can people find more information about how to join your clubs or leagues?
Okay, at the moment we with there's one app that we can download and you get information on us.
An app?
An app, yes. It's, actually, it's not our app, but we're part of this app is All My Sport.
Right.
And all our information, things going on there, our website and all will be via that. We actually in the process the past 2 weeks with doing this. And Facebook, our Facebook page, you can go there as well and you'll get information on us and where we're at and all this.
Okay, when does your new season begin or your new year?
It's starting right now.
Okay.
Right now, so season starts. Our season works with our national competitions. So our national competitions is usually July, August, internationally, that area. And now we start a new cycle. We run for 12 months. We're not seasoned, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Randall, the national ranking that will be happening in Ottery, on which date is that?
That is the last weekend of this month, if I'm correct, is the 30th and the 1st. 30th of September and the 1st of October.
All right.
That weekend, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you for joining us and telling us about your sport.
That's a pleasure.
And we hope Cape Town comes out in full force to come and enjoy the national ranking tournament.
Would be appreciated, yeah.
Okay. Well, folks, that's it from fencing for today. But after the break, we're going to have chess joining us again. So please stay tuned for that.